how to avoid paying the price. What price am I talking about? I'm talking about anything that will happen to you that you could have avoided. The best example that I will bring up is with the car that I just ran into, a problem that I just ran into with my car. The car had a malfunction. It's called drivetrain malfunction, which means whenever it was speeding, like, it wouldn't give out the most power right away. So what the car was telling me is to slow down and drive moderately. Don't speed, don't do, crazy moves, and don't act crazy with the car. Did I listen? Of course I didn't. After changing the oil in the car, I started to push the car. I wanted to test out how the car drives and stuff. Well, it lasted only 30 minutes because after that the car went into the mode where it wouldn't even drive. It would only like roll, and that's it. I needed to add a lot more power to the pedal for the engine power to transfer into the wheels because the clutch wouldn't work. Anyway, short and simple, I messed up the car. I messed up the clutch. The part I need to replace. I can no longer drive the car. How could have I avoided this problem? Because I thought about it, and guess what? I could. First, I could have listened to the malfunction that the car was saying. Instead, what did I do? I pushed the car, I did not listen, and I got too cocky. Let's just leave it at that, because that's true. Next thing that also happened was I let my friend mechanic drive the car, and he told me right away, oh, the clutch is skipping, meaning he predicted that the clutch is gonna fail. What did I do? Didn't listen. Pressed on the pedal and destroyed the clutch. Where I'm going with this is, if I would have drove it moderately, not push the car, be patient with the car, I could have driven that car for another half a month or maybe even a full month. Meanwhile, this part that I just purchased that will take from 7 to 10 business days to arrive, this part could have arrived, during the time that I was driving the car, during the time that I could have driven the car, which means I wouldn't even have waited for the part. I would drive normally, wouldn't speed, wouldn't do anything crazy with the car, but meanwhile the part would arrive on its own. I wouldn't have to wait, I wouldn't have to pay the price. That's where I'm going with. That's where I'm trying to go, is how to avoid paying the price. This is exactly how. You have to sacrifice some things, you have to become patient, you have to give up, driving recklessly for a certain period of time. In my example, you have to give out like certain things in order to at least drive the car, like, because right now I can't even drive the car. I ruined it. That's it. I have to wait now to fix it. But had I driven it carefully, I could have kept on driving it. So I guess the best way to explain it in short, don't get too cocky. All right? Don't get too cocky. Understand that people are saying something that they know better than you. Listen to them and go from there. Had I listened to the computer telling me that the car had this malfunction, and had I listened to my friend mechanic that told me about this problem, and I should have been, more careful, drive more carefully, I could have avoided this for another month. And only then I would be able to fix it, because the part would arrive without me waiting, because I would drive the car anyway. So there is a way to not pay the price. Try to find that balance where you can learn to not pay the price, to think logically and do, you know, don't get too cocky. Just learn the lesson without paying for the lesson. Hope that makes sense.